everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to be sharing my 10th grade homeschool curriculum picks with you guys. This is going to be for the year 2019-2020. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So most of you know that my kids do an options program, and that means they go to a building once a week. It is put on by our local school district and they get to choose from electives, some core classes as well. They do get credit for those once they're in high school, and so that will count on their transcripts. And so I like to kind of have them do a little bit of a mix. This year I'm having my 10th grader do a couple things that I don't want to have to do at home, and so it kind of works out well for us that way. And then he also gets to take some elective classes as well. So I'm going to read those off. At his options program, he will be doing Spanish 2, which is really helpful. Last year he did Spanish 1 at home with us. We did the BJU distance online learning, and I think for Spanish 2 I would be more than happy to continue with that, but he wanted to do it in a classroom, and I think having an actual teacher you know, that he can converse back and forth with will be really helpful for that second year. So he's going to be doing that there. He also chose taiko drumming, which is a cool drumming class. It's hard to describe, but I mean, they all are just like on beat together. It's kind of like the Blue Man Crew type of situation. They're really cool, so that should be fun for him. He's also doing biology there, so he has two classes actually. One is the lecture, and then he's doing biology lab there. That makes it a lot easier for me. We don't have to try and do the labs at home and have all the equipment, and so that's really helpful. We did do the biology distance online learning from BJU last year with my daughter, and it went totally fine. So if you don't have that option, I definitely suggest that. They do have labs included, and you can buy kits from them, or Homeschool Science Tools is another great option to buy lab kits, and they're a little bit less expensive there as well. So, but thankfully he's going to be able to do that there this year. And then he's also taking a ceramics class, which will again be another elective and just kind of a fun day for him. So the Spanish and the biology will be his two core classes there, so we will not be doing those at home. That takes a little bit of the burden off of me, and I just think it'll be a better situation all around. So let's go ahead and get started to what he will be doing at home. So each year I print off these assignment sheets for them. They get to pick their little covers there, and then what they look like is this. They've got a whole week on one page here, and then it just has a list of everything that they need to do, and they just highlight it off as they go throughout their day. This really helps them kind of know what's expected of them for the day. It's really easy to make sure that they did everything. They turn their work into me, I grade it, hand it back, but I also have a copy of this and I mark off that they've done everything they're supposed to as well. And then that way we don't have anybody you know, forgetting to do anything or anything like that. So this is just spiral bound. This is done for the entire year, and you might think I'm a little crazy to plan out our entire year in advance, but quite honestly, once you get rolling through these curriculum, especially in high school, we pretty much stay on track, and so this works really well for everybody. If you are interested in this, and it is available on my website, just type in 10th grade lesson plans. I have lesson plans from preschool all the way to 12th grade, so you could download this for yourself. They come in PDF, and then they also come in Word document format, so you could edit them if you don't want to use the same curriculum I'm using. But they are really handy for both me and the kiddos, and so every one of them gets one of these this year. For Bible this year, he will be doing the Word of Life Quiet Time. This one's the one with commentary for teens and adults, and I do have a review. Either it will be up before this video or after it. I just filmed it the other day, and so I'm not sure which order I'm gonna upload them in, but these are basically daily devotionals. It's got a scripture passage up here they read, a couple questions that they can answer, and then this particular one has commentary to help them understand the passages that they've read a little bit better. And then at the bottom they have this life step thing down here, and these are all different. They go through everything from just encouragement for that day, prayer, you know, help with guided prayer, help with sharing your faith, help with encouraging other people. They really vary. I did flip through this, and yeah, so I think that'll be really good. This is a whole year's worth of devotions, so you don't have to just do these on school days. They can do these every single day of the year. We do start it when our new school year starts, and then we just use it all the way throughout the year, throughout the summer, and then we start back again when school starts. So we do use these as our daily devotional, but it kind of is our Bible curriculum at this point, and it's been working really well for my teenagers. For literature this year, we are going to be using American Literature by Janice Campbell, and And we did this last year. We started a little bit into the year because I just felt like we needed a little bit more structure, especially with him. I was gonna just let him pick books, which I do with most of my other kiddos, but we needed something a little bit more to keep us on track. And so we did her Introduction to Literature last year, and we loved it. Some of the authors for this year are Franklin, Irving, Cooper, Hawthorne, Melville, Twain, Wharton, Fitzgerald, and Hemingway. And these are just guided lessons, so they have a certain amount of weeks to complete the reading. By the end of your 4th week, you're doing your final paper, and they have how to evaluate and check your work just to make sure that it's you know, really solid before you turn it in. They have a lot of help along the way, and so it is a little bit of a looser format, but it is a nice guide to have if you're kind of looking for something a little bit more structured, but it isn't like a day 1, day 2. It's more like week 1, accomplish this, week 2, accomplish this. So it gives your student a little bit of flexibility. I want to say they definitely read every day. I think probably we spend at least 15 to 20 minutes reading per day, and then there's just some extra things in here that they're supposed to also do that day. And so it's not a super huge time commitment, but it definitely helps guide them through the literature. And so far I'm really liking the choices as well. And we don't have the books here to show you. I do get these from my library. So you know, a couple weeks before we know that we're going to need them, I'm checking them out and making sure that we have them, and so far that's been working pretty well. For history this year, he is going to be doing the BJU Press Distance Online Learning History for 10th grade, and I don't have that here because it's an online program and our books are actually still on order, so they aren't here either. If I do get those in time, I'll insert a picture for you right here so you can kind of see it. We have done the BJU Distance Online Learning program for a couple years now. I tend to like to do it for history and for science for my high schoolers. We also used it for Spanish as well. It really just, I think, gets them used to sitting in, you know, a kind of a lecture type environment, taking notes, studying for tests, things like that, all the things that they're going to need to help prepare them better for college. So I do like sticking a few of those in, and that's what he is going to be doing this year for history. For English this year, he is going to be doing Fix-It Grammar. He is on the Chanticleer unit. This is book 5, and we have been doing these units for a couple of years now. We really enjoy the Fix-It Grammar. He is in 10th grade. I think a lot of the times kiddos don't still do like a kind of a grammar type program when they get up into the high school ages. I think it's still very appropriate for him, and I have found that you know, they kind of forget those skills, and so I've been just having my kids do them anyways. These units only take about 15 minutes a day to complete, and they aren't necessarily by grade level. So this is book 6. That doesn't mean it's for 6th grade. They have a variety of them, and then on their website they'll tell you what grade levels they're appropriate for, and these were for 9th through 12th. So I think it'll be perfectly fine for him to be going through these. It really only takes about 15 minutes a day. They mark their sentences in their student workbook, whatever it tells them to on the top, and then they rewrite that completed or corrected sentence in a spiral notebook. They also have the vocabulary words in the sentences, and they're just bolded, so they look up those words and rewrite those in their spiral notebook as well. And so it just works out really well. It's pretty easy, straightforward, but I think it really definitely does help them keep up with their grammar skills. It also helps keep up with just proper writing and good storytelling and things like that, because they're just getting so used to fixing something else to make it better, that I think this really also aids in their writing as well. So he will be doing the Fix-It Grammar, Chanticleer, Student Book 5, I said 6 earlier, sorry, Student Book 5 for this year for English Grammar. For writing this year, he is going to be doing the IEW High School Essay Intensive, and this is actually only an 11-week, I think, class. So I did kind of spread it out. After he's done with this, I'll have him probably do one of their theme-based units, and I'll just let him pick that at that point. Possibly one that we already have that we just haven't done with him before. These are really great. They do come with the DVD lessons, which I love. So it comes with this nice little DVD pack in here, and all of the lessons are in there for that. It also comes with this kind of portable word wall for essays, and it's just got information to kind of help them out. Transitional words and phrases, you know, types of essays, kind of like the steps to get through one. And so this is definitely helpful. And then I also printed out the student workbook. And so all the lessons and what they need to go through each day is in here. And so this is kind of a more independent, I keep up with them, but it is a more independent kind of study for them. here we go, on the scope and sequence, it kind of tells them what to do each day. So that's just kind of their scope and sequence. And then if you go back here a little bit, they have a suggested course schedule. And so they are broken down by weeks. So week 1 and days 1 through 5, and then it kind of tells them what to do each day. And so we kind of do this together. I just make sure they stay on track and they're doing what they're supposed to. And of course they hand in their writing assignments to me as well for grading. And then there's help for me on that front as well. I personally like this one because it does have the DVD lessons, and I actually watch those with my student. That way I kind of know what's expected of them, what they're supposed to be doing, and so we do kind of do this together. I think this is great. You don't have to do it in 10th grade specifically. You can do it anytime through high school, but I do think this is a great opportunity to help them prepare for better essay writing, which is definitely a skill that they're going to need in college. So I'm happy that he's going through this year. So for math this year, we're going to be trying something new. My son is going to be preparing to go to Colorado Early Colleges, which is a dual enrollment kind of program. That's the plan for now. It could change, but in order to prepare him to take the AccuPlacer to get into there, he needs a few specific things. And so what we're going to be trying this year is the Shoreman Math. It is an online program. It is a little bit pricey, but from everything I've read, hopefully it will be worth it. I will do a more thorough review of it after we've gotten through this year, or maybe even mid-year, and let you guys know how it's going for us. I believe it was written by the guy who does the dive DVDs for Saxon, and so he has Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. He might have some other things in there, and I think they have some science programs as well. The Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 do include geometry in them as well, and so it's kind of split between the two of them. He is going to be doing Algebra 2 this year. It hopefully will include statistics and geometry and some Algebra 2, all the things that he needs to prepare to take his AccuPlacer next year. And so hopefully that will work out for him. I think it ranges from 45 minutes to an hour per day, which is pretty appropriate for high school level. And so yeah, we'll see how he does. From what I understand, he watches a DVD video and then he does his work online as well. And then they do tests and quizzes online as well. So I will give you guys more information on that. There will be a link for it in the curriculum list for him for this year if you want to get more information on that. But I'll do like a follow-up review mid-year or end of year just to let you guys know. And if you're curious throughout the year, feel free to send me an email or whatever, and I'll let you know how it's going with us. All right, so I think that's everything that my 10th grader is going to be going through this year. He is taking a full credit load plus a few extra electives like you saw at our options program, and so he should be a busy guy this year. So hopefully all will go well. Like I mentioned, I do have lesson plans for everything that we're going to be using available as well. I'll try and link those below, and you can also search my blog for whatever grade you want. Just tack lesson plans on the end of it and you should find what you're looking for. So thank you so much for joining me today for this video. If you liked it, please make sure to thumbs up and subscribe. That way I know to keep making videos like this for you. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.